What's up, guys? This is K&M Live. Today, we're talking about a recent topic about Malika Andrews, and she was basically talking about the backlash she had as a sports mediator and how people felt like she was always attacking black men. And given her history, like the clips that I've seen of her, and also on ESPN, she had a track record of like being very biased towards black men and how she perceived them, or they about their situation as a sports player and also off the court. And it's due to her situation with Stephen A. Smith, Jalen Rose, and the previous coach that was on the Boston Celtics, Ime Udoka. Just different combinations of things of her history. It's just that it brought people to believe that she has a disparaging view on black men, and she wanted to set the record straight on a previous podcast that she was on. We have the link under that in the description below, but also we're gonna have like a list of things why people viewed her in this situation that she's complaining about. So shout out to the content creator, Mr. Blacktop, and I mean we take it from there.
Yep. Last video on Malika Andrews. She responded to the backlash she's received over the years on DeMar DeRozan's podcast. Take a look.
I say you've heard me say this before. I always say I want to be two things. I want to be accurate and I want to be fair.
For sure, yep.
And if I'm not one of those two things, you might not always like me, but this is my number. Please call me. And it is hurtful. Like I think that's okay to say sometimes. It hurts.
Yeah.
Even if
Man, she knows she ain't gonna pick up.
it doesn't matter if it is someone who
If you called her for real.
Yeah, she ain't gonna pick up.
is credible or someone with a big platform, or if it's someone in their mom's basement just firing off a post. Sometimes it is hurtful when that seeps through, particularly for me when it's not true.
Right.
And that's been the hardest part for me sometimes is stomaching the falsehoods, particularly, this you hate black men or think that couldn't be farther from the truth, and using my family or the way that my family looks as some sort of evidence of that. And that is just untrue.
For sure.
And is just unkind. And we all have jobs to do, and we do our best. I try to do my best to show up every day in a way that you guys know what I'm about. And that doesn't mean that I've covered every story perfectly. It doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes, but I think I'm pretty good at saying to you guys in particular, could have been better there.
First of all, and I wanted to say that real quick, like the whole, I could have been better there. It's just like, you've done it so many times to where it's like at that point it's not even about could you have done it better. It's can you like publicly apologize, or can you like make an effort to show that you're not going to do those things? Because if it's done on multiple occasions, at this point it's no longer a mistake. You're purposely doing it. One time, two times, okay, cool. But the fact that you're willingly going out your way to make certain comments and doing certain things to your own workers and then others, like I'm talking about the black men in this case. No, that's not a mistake at that point. You're purposely doing that. And I feel like that was a bit disingenuous on her part. She could have like gave like at least a bit of an apology and a show of remorse that, she really don't feel that way, and she will show you that through her actions, because obviously we're not seeing that.
I don't think NBA fans just wanted to hate on Malika Andrews. Everything was in response to her actions. I also think she's downplaying what took place during that time. Allow me to refresh your memory. It started off as disrespect towards her colleagues and NBA players. I have an entire compilation of just that on my channel.
You can't look at a person. Yeah, but you're making an assumption.
Yes, you can.
You can't look at a person and know what their intent was. It was a dangerous play regardless, but you can't. Okay. I didn't realize.
The other dude looked like he want to come through the screen on her.
I'm only going to say
Please
that.
continue.
From there, it went to smearing NBA players and coaches, whether they were dead or alive, bringing up anything negative from their past, and it didn't matter if it was proven true or not.
A former Michigan State star, Adrian Payne, was shot and killed in Orlando, Florida, early Monday morning, the Orange County Sheriff's Office said. And Payne was the 15th pick by the Atlanta Hawks in 2014, played 4 seasons in the NBA with multiple teams. In 2018, he was waived by the Magic after he was named in a report by ESPN's Outside the Lines that he'd been involved in an alleged sexual assault at Michigan State in 2010. No charges were filed in that case. He played for West Virginia between 2000 2006 and 2011, and now could become the NBA's youngest head coach at 34 years old. And we'd be remiss not to also mention that Mazzulla was arrested twice at West Virginia, once in 2008 for underage drinking and aggravated assault. He pled guilty, paid a fine, and then again in 2009 for domestic battery after an incident at Morgantown Bar. The domestic battery case never went to trial. It was settled in August of 2009. He paid a $100 fine and court costs, plus had to do 40 hours of community service. Now, that was 13 years ago. He settled and paid both fines.
And I've heard some people say, well, it's the network. She has to do her job. But for one, if you look at her emotion and intent during some of these interactions, it's pretty obvious that it wasn't always ESPN. And the network never told her to call into First Take and accuse Stephen A. of being a misogynist. She did that on her own.
Stephen A., with all due respect, this is not about pointing the finger. Stop. The fact that it was able to go on all day, the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
The problem that I have right now, everybody got to be held accountable.
I think that we need to circle back to what Shanae said, is that there was an investigation that was conducted by an independent law firm here.
And it wasn't the network's fault that she accused Jalen Rose of harassment. That was all Malika too.
Get your finger out of my armpit. We're just happy to see Jalen Rose. Get your finger out of my armpit.
Crazy.
And let me tell y'all something that's
very,
very
on national
direct
TV
and clear,
too.
so ain't no gray area.
That's crazy.
I didn't put my finger under her armpit. If you look at the picture, I only got 4 fingers and 1 thumb, and they on her shoulder.
There's one thing she's right on. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes. But if you bring up old dismissed allegations and attack your colleagues publicly, then you should apologize and take accountability publicly. There may be individuals that take it too far, but the overall negative sentiment towards Malika has been warranted. Even Giannis, one of the nicest players in the NBA, walked out of an interview just because she was the one asking the question.
Malika Andrews, ESPN. For both of you guys, I'm curious, you guys have talked a lot about how at this point, you know, sometimes it takes experience. I'm wondering if now that you have some of that experience, if you see more validity to that point, or what you think about that now that you've gone through it.
It's like, buddy, you answer that. Psych.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
He completely walked off on her.
Giannis was like, hell no, I'm not answering your question.
He was like, nah, I'm thankful. Like Marshawn Lynch, I'm thankful.
Dude was
Malika
like, oh, word,
Andrews
his
is going the
teammate.
same
What?
route as Ellen DeGeneres, making herself the victim instead of taking accountability for the things that she's done wrong.
You could have a
And yeah, that's the word of the year, accountability. But shout out to the content creator. He made very good points, and he pointed it out, like the attack towards her is not unwarranted. You know, like she's basically asking for it through her actions. And that's the part that gets me. It's like either she thinks people are dumb, or she's trying to, like, what's the word? You know when you're trying not to apologize, but you're trying to make reasons for your behavior so people can rationalize it and be like, you know what? I understand why you did what you did. So it's not really bad what you did. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like trying to get people on your side. Hence why she went on that podcast trying to admit it like that. But it's like, if somebody said that about you, how would you feel? If they brought up every female athlete and was just like, hey, she did this and did that and all this, how would you like that? I know she wouldn't like it the same way if it was in reverse. That's why shout out to Stephen A. Smith. You know, he put her in her place when she tried that on his show. He was like, hold up, wait a minute. I should have pulled up that clip. But yeah, he checked her for that, man. He was like, nah, you ain't gonna do that over here, bro. Yeah, either way, it's kind of this. The reason why we're talking about it is because this podcast was recent, and it's like she has no remorse. It's like, to her, what she did was completely warranted and it was okay. And I'm like, where's the apology at? Where's the, my bad, I didn't mean to do that. Nah, could have done better. All right, bruh.
Stop the cap.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, when you're like a sports analyst or a sports reporter, the way, I'm not saying when you report you can't talk about the truth and the stuff at the matter of hand, but sometimes the way how you go at people or specific players can put people can view you in a certain type of light that it can be like, wow, you can always bias about this certain group of men on the sports teams opposed to another group. And doing as a reporter, you try to have to be unbiased and try to be in the middle and not try to like push your biases on other people on how you report things and how you want to see things and your own perspective. So doing this type of job, you're gonna have to be very on point when you're reporting. But during the age of reporting, being a reporter these days, everybody's trying to have clicks and be controversial instead of just being a upstanding reporter, because we see that now and just in the news. And not people not trying to report actual news, is like trying to be clickbaity and be biased about one other group or whatnot. And it just shows that the integrity of being a reporter is not there. So it's like when you try to, sometimes you're not really in a space where you want to listen to these type of people, because like when you watch them, it's like it doesn't feel authentic to the viewer and how you portray your viewpoints and or the situations, how what's being reported to the general public. So during these type of things, it's just you gotta know how to maneuver your ways around without being too biased in what you do. And also, this is one thing. I know it might be controversial take. It might be like I might be hateful, whatever. But sometimes I don't know. Being a sports analyst or reporter, I just feel like you probably like have to like play some type of sport or something to be talking about being an analyst or reporter or something like that. I feel like you had to play sports in some type of way, or a professional athlete,
Or you
something.
was like a coach or something.
Oh yeah,
you was like a coach, or you was a player.
I'm just sorry. I mean, I don't think Malika Andrews' background, she was like played in professional sports or anything like that, or coach professional sports. So I don't know. That's just my personal viewpoints on it, but you might be different on that, But regardless of all the points I said before, that's how I feel about the situation. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, you said it all, man. So we'll get out of here.
All right. So if you guys have anything you want to say about her remarks about the podcast and the remarks about the video, or what we said about our opinions about it, please leave in the comment section down below. And also help us to get to 2K subscribers is greatly appreciated. We need all your support to reach our goals. And if you want to support us as well, you can get our merch. I have the link for that in the link in the description box down below. So once again, we appreciate you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell if you haven't already. If you guys have any recommendations or feedback, you can hit us up on our social media or email down below. And we see you guys in the next video.
Peace.